What's up, y'all? It's your boy Sense, and welcome back to another episode of Car Talk. Um, yeah. So this is actually my third time trying to record this video, and the light is driving me crazy. It keeps on turning off. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to grab everything and just like rip it off of the car and turn the fucking car over, but we'll try this one more time. It's fucking up my flow, but there's a reason for everything, right? It's a challenge, not a problem. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about relationships. And something that I've noticed a lot on social media, which is like a ongoing trend. And it's not that I think that it's negative or that it is bad. I just think that maybe we could do with a little bit more reframing. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I'm talking about. I think, I've been scrolling through people's stories and I see little things, and especially with females, because I think that females are a little bit more open emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And the key word here being open. Because men are just as emotional. We just hide our shit and, displace our aggression, right? But there's this thing going on social media and YouTube, and I like to call catering, where men are telling women, oh, if this guy ain't doing that, then you need to leave, and he ain't this and he ain't that, and then there's females doing that for men, vice versa, right? And I just call it catering. So now I'd like to point out that I don't think that is wrong for you to understand your own value. I don't think that it's wrong for you to understand when things are taking place within your relationship that are not up to your standards, that are not leading you to feel like you're living to your maximum capability, like you're not feeling that you're in a fulfilling environment. There's nothing wrong with identifying those issues and saying, I need something different. Where I have not even the problem, because I understand it, it's natural, it's human. When things go wrong and you feel like it's not your fault, then you have to naturally or you feel like you have to naturally place the blame on the other person. And that blame comes with a certain amount of aggression. It comes with a certain amount of righteous indignation. You feel me? And that's where I think the problem is. Because it stops us from growing. And it keeps us wrapped up inside of this emotional circle that, blocks us from really developing as much as we could if we just saw it a little bit differently, if we just reframed it a little bit differently. And so what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter if this person is a liar or a cheater or they're lazy or they don't, you know what I mean, they fucking, whatever the case may be in your particular relationship, right? What matters is this. And I saw a meme the other day, or one of these little photo things, and I was like, yo, that's dope. And I think the girl said, like, we all deserve just a little bit of compassion, because life is hard. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of hit home. And it was like, regardless of who this person is and how good or bad they are, there were situations in their life that led them to be the way that they are. And understanding this doesn't mean that you have to accept that and say, okay, well, I have to deal with this person because they've been through this, that, and the third. No. You make the decision that's best for your life. If you gotta leave, you gotta leave. Feel me? However, I think, is it possible for us to leave without having to blame? For us just to say, I accept that this is who you are. And I accept that who I am is not a person that is suitable for who you are. I cannot teach you anymore. I cannot grow you anymore. You cannot grow me anymore. We have reached the end of our possibilities as far as development within the context of this relationship is concerned. You know, go your way peacefully, I'll go mine. Without the anger, because like I said, the anger is natural, especially when you feel like you've invested a lot of time in something and that something has ended up, not being fruitful. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of, bitterness. But if you can bypass that, if you can transcend that, if you can walk through that and just see things a little less emotionally, there's a lot of lessons to be learned there. You could evaluate that person's behavior calmly. You could evaluate things that led to that person's behavior calmly, and you can have compassion for that person. Because if you're dealing with a fucked up person, like a real fucked up person, that person's gonna have one hell of a life, bro. They're gonna have one hell of a life. It's not gonna end with you. The next person is gonna go through the same bullshit, and the next person is gonna go through the same bullshit. And each person after is gonna continue to go through the same bullshit, and they're gonna continue to be lonely each and every single time until they finally take the time to look into themselves and see their own bullshit. You know what I mean? And that goes for you too. We all have bullshit. We all have things that we're not proud of to admit are part of our character. You know what I'm saying? That we're working on. Some of us are working on them. Some of us don't work on it at all. You know what I'm saying? But I think just developing a little bit of understanding and compassion and withdrawing the need for anger and vitriol will be very constructive to how you grow. You can see the areas where you made mistakes. You can see the areas where you ignored your red flags. You know what I'm saying? You discounted things that maybe felt a little bit off, but you were like, you know what, this feels good. You went headlong into a situation that wasn't working out for you, that wasn't destined to work out for you. It makes you able to take a lot more accountability without having to place blame. Because we're all human, man. And like the meme said, life is tough and we all deserve a little bit of compassion. Once again, that does not mean that you put up with other people's bullshit just because their lives were tough. Fuck that. You do what you need to do to be happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what else to say on this subject, and I don't want to ramble endlessly without actually having a point just to make the video longer, because this is probably going to be a short video. But yeah, man, that was just weighing on my heart to say, like, there's not so much need for all of the anger and the bitterness, especially the general bitterness. Like when people aren't even in relationships and they're just yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're just posting general or sharing general content that is accusatory a word, and am I pronouncing that right? It just kind of seems like it paints the other gender with a broad brush, and I don't think it's constructive. You know what I mean? It's not constructive for the gender which you're painting, and it's not constructive for yourself as a person who is uh, hopefully going to end up in a full fulfilling relationship one day. You know what I'm saying? And a happy relationship that gives you all of the things that you need. Um, we can assess a situation and we can decide that we're better than that situation without the anger. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult, very, very hard, and it takes a lot of meditation and quiet, inward looking to get there. You're not gonna get there overnight, but practice it. Practice it. You know, because we all have stories. You know, we break up with somebody, and then all of a sudden that person was the devil, but you thought at one time that that person was an angel. And then they're telling other people a different story, and you know, it's natural, I guess. But I just think that that's not how things should be. You know, we should be able to walk away from each other, and we should be able to say, you know what, whatever happened between us happened between us. That's our private information that doesn't need to be broadcasted. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know, just and you know that those type of conversations don't even need to happen if you're handling it like how I'm saying, because then you don't have that animosity and you don't have that need to share these stories of bitterness. Like I said, no matter what that person's done, like they've cheated or whatever the case may be, who cares, nigga? Fuck it, at the end of the day, if you're out of that situation or you're leaving that situation, then it's over. You know, that's not your fucking problem anymore. And yeah, you have personal scars that you have to tend to and personal emotions that you have to deal with because of these situations. But those are your feelings. Those are your emotions. And that's your responsibility to fix whatever has happened. And I think the more responsibility that we take personally is the less aggressive we become. We just become more reflective instead of becoming so angry. You know what I mean? And that's really what this video is about at the end of the day. It's about becoming more reflective and less vindictive. So yeah, you know, for all the people out there in loving, fulfilling relationships, keep on loving your partner, keep on paying attention, keep on growing with that person. Once the growth stops, that's where the trouble begins. So, all right, my computer, my car tripping right now. I can see that it's vibrating crazy, so I'm gonna turn it off for a little bit. But keep on growing with that person. Keep on loving that person. Like I said, once that growth stops, that's where trouble begins. And if you ever find yourself in a place where that relationship can no longer continue, regardless of how bumpy and how rocky that situation has gotten and why and whose fault it was. Take your lessons, move on quietly, and I promise you it's going to be a lot better than the alternative. You know what I'm saying? Because drama doesn't help anybody. You feel me? It makes you feel better in that moment. Oh yeah, it feels better in that moment. But yeah, in the long run, yeah, it's not good for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I love y'all, family. I don't even know what the fuck this was about. Just some shit that was on my heart to talk about. Hopefully some of y'all got something from it. I appreciate y'all. You already know what it is. Family, money, everything. Let's get it, baby. Whoa!